Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about BGS's ability or recent flip-flopping on the, I guess, whether or not they want to grade the boobies. So we got anime boobies. I know everyone's shocked and awe. Who would ever dare? What grading company would ever dare grade one of those? And I think the biggest problem here is the fact that if you're going to grade a card game, I think you have to commit to grading everything that they release. It's not like it's an aftermarket thing. If you're gonna grade Weiss, you should probably be grading all of it, regardless of whether you think these boobies are too shiny or not. I think that might be a little bit of an issue. So customers probably a little bit pissed off about that. We have a nice little, I guess it was Nat Clear that posted this in the Discord. Jesse James on the old Weiss Schwartz graded marketplace, who says, hey, sorry it's not graded, but I'm looking for info as to why this card didn't get graded when there are a lot more revealing cards. And that is a great question, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. I will say thank you to Rhymestyle for providing a little bit of insight, me running by some information to figure out what's going on here. Why is it that this BGS grader was so damn offended by the shininess of Hestia's boobies? I know, a little bit of a different lighthearted content today, but I think it's an interesting topic here. So it says service unavailable, crude content. It almost looks like they wrote come and then they changed it. Like this is an M, maybe that used to be a U. There's a little connector on the O. I'm not sure if they did. Maybe their mind was in the gutter when they did this, when they didn't grade this. And the biggest issue is, do you grade it or do you not? Because sometimes apparently they grade it, sometimes they don't grade it. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know if you actually end up paying the grading fees for this. I would imagine that you'd be out some money if it was the only card that you sent in. But I don't know if they give you a refund on that, or if you're still charge that fee. I don't know if you can even reach out to Beckett to find out whether or not they did charge you, whether or not they can refund it, whether or not there's a reason why they don't grade it sometimes. So inconsistent, and we'll take a little bit of a look into that. Before we do, if you haven't watched this video that's on the screen here, we have the BGS owner, or the CEO of the company that owns Beckett, who's in a little bit of trouble. He pleaded guilty to a $2 billion fraud and money laundering scheme. So if you haven't watched that video, I'll put that down in the description. Go give that a watch. I think that's a little bit more concerning than what we're talking about today. If you're a BGS fan of any kind, you probably want to keep an eye out for that. What's going on with that? Be a little bit careful, guys. I don't know where this is going. I don't know whether or not the insurance stuff that's going on, insurance fraud, whether or not that leads to a bigger investigation or more investigations into the BGS area. I don't know if it means they're going to get bought out, but let's get back into the topic at hand, and that is inconsistency. So don't worry, we're going to have more anime boobies coming up here in a minute. But before we do, we'll talk about the other types of inconsistency. Just like, I think that's probably a pretty important aspect as a grading company. You want to be consistently finding damage. That's you're assessing the condition of a card. So if there's a Mew EX that's got a giant creaks in it, you probably want to not give it a 10 like PSA did in recent times here for this is, I don't think this is the original owner of the card, but this is someone that was sharing it, Michael Hardison, for posting this. Good job, show that. They're saying use tag. Spoiler alert, we've seen it with tag too. There's going to be mistakes that are made, and companies that are using AI or using scans. The scans, when the scans aren't picking up the stuff that the human eye is also not picking up. And this is, again, we've gone over it on the channel here. Trust your own opinion. Buy the card, not the grade. Your opinion is more valuable than that of the grader who's looking at this thing for 30 seconds, or the pretend. It's my opinion that they all pretend to have a secondary check, because if someone's getting paid to check this on the secondary level to see if it's a 10, if it should be recased, if there's anything wrong going on, whatever's going on the Pizza Hut tracker that they have, they would catch this. Like, it doesn't take much. It's in the original scans. It wouldn't surprise me if this is deactivated at this point. Now, and again, it's all grading companies. They're all going to screw up. They're all going to put the wrong labels on stuff. They're going to call this a first edition Pikachu. Again, where was the verification check here? Someone could read the label. They'd be like, hey, wait a minute. This is a shadowless Pikachu. I mean, it's close. It's closer than an unlimited Pikachu, but they're all going to make mistakes. And then even BGS, we've seen it. Try to get it fixed. I dare you. Customer service, I don't know how minimal they are. but they are an absolute pain in the ass. I've had countless people reach out to me, be like, I'm trying to get BGS to fix this. They lost my package. My package got sent. It's not insurance, whatever. Whoop-de-doo. Good luck. You are going to waste a ton of time and effort trying to get them to help out with any of that stuff. It seems like it's always been a lack of staff. I don't know what the hell BGS is doing in 2024. It should be the second burst of free tendies for any grading company. We saw it with the pandemic. How they didn't take full advantage of the pandemic, or more advantage of the pandemic, when everyone and their dog opened a 3-letter grading company because it was free money, because people were dumb, because people didn't know what was going on. People just were informed, or just misinformed, I guess. I need to grade my cards. They're going to be more valuable that way. And they send in fucking absolute trash that should never be graded, that isn't worth the grading fee, that's in lesser condition. People got burned. Gross. Pretty gross stuff, but that's what it was. You had to watch the right channels in order to figure it out. So I think this is Rhymstyle's photo, and I do believe he made some posts about the Toru here on the right-hand side in the swimsuit. So maybe it's just that Beckett doesn't like swimsuits, because I think initially they wouldn't grade this, but then they decided that they were going to grade it. I get it. It's boobies. But if you don't want to grade boobies, don't grade Weiss. Like, just straight up don't grade it. Like, someone that decides that, hey, I'm going to be a Beckett fan, and they grade all their cards, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this one got a little bit, the boobs are too shiny on this one. No thanks. No thanks. You got to send it in a few times before we grade it. That kind of thing. And there are a lot of boobies on that one. I will say. That is the old dragon maid. Miss Kobayashi's dragon maid, to be precise. And now we have a couple more examples, and I think Rhymestyle mentioned that they won't grade this one, which is a little bit weird. That one seems like it's not that inappropriate. Maybe the middle of the boobs is the issue. The outside of the boobs, there's no nipples showing or anything like that. So it's a little bit weird that one is inappropriate enough to not get graded. Rias? I haven't watched the anime that it's from, so someone might be able to I guess correct me in the comment section if I'm saying that wrong. This one a little bit more so, but again, it's like just a tiny bikini. Is that any worse or better? Here's a little bit of a better image. This one I really don't understand why this one is in the old too crude for BGS pile. I don't get it. Do you get it? Can you have like a master set? You want to put a full set together of these things, or this is your favorite card or character or whatever it is. You want them all in matching slabs. So apparently PSA does grade this stuff. They're not shying away from the boobies and the loobies. This one here, a little bit. I don't know if we want to zoom in on this. We're really risking it here for the biscuit. I can see that the little loincloth might be a little bit on the inappropriate side. So maybe it's the boobies again. Maybe it's the bathing. It's not really a bathing suit. It's more. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you want to call that. It's armor. It's super effective armor. Traditional female armor in RPGs and or anime. Now, the link tree. Thank you guys for using the link tree. You guys have been killing it. You got the codes here. Rattle 5 on Troll and Toad. Rattle 7 on Sakura. Rattle 5 on Card Trader, Card Market. There's no code for there. You should be shopping on there anyway if you're from the European countries. Now we have all kinds of discount codes here for the stuff I use and I enjoy and I recommend. So save yourself some money there. It supports the channel at the same time. And then there's a bunch of affiliate links here for the stuff that if you're going to be buying it anyway, whether it's Pokemon cards or not, click on these bad boys before you shop and it supports the channel better than sending me money. Much appreciated. So then we get like some other examples here. I guess we got a couple little examples at the end. Is this not worse? Like, is a bikini, you can go to the beach and have a bikini on. I'm sure there's a lot of public areas that you can also be wearing a bikini and be fine. If you go out and you got your shirt undone like this, you're probably going to get in trouble. They're probably going to tell you to button that thing up. Now, whether or not you do or not, whether or not you listen, I don't know. I don't understand how this is okay. But I think most people that are wondering here, even the people that got the slip back, are kind of wondering how the hell, what is going on here. This one here, same character, I believe. No, is that a different character? Is it? No, it's Rias. Okay. So same character. I would argue that this one is more inappropriate. I don't know what she's doing here. She seems like she's a little bit flustered. We have, I guess, the underside of boobs are okay. They're okay with that. Don't worry about that. But the other one's too crude. Absolutely too crude. And then we have a last little picture here by Rhymestyle, rather, of his recent rejection on the old loincloth Rias. I guess that's too spicy for Beckett. It just says crude on this one, which is kind of funny. I think it'd be better if they put lewd to the max or something like that. Regardless, let me know what you think. Have you run into anything similar? It's weird because there's inconsistencies that are just kind of due to human flaws. The fact that they're pumping cards through there super quick. I assume all the grading companies are like 30 seconds or less. All the manual kind of stuff that's going on in terms of checking cards, because they got to turn it over. They got a lot of overhead. They're trying to make as much money as possible. I'm sure the people that make giant mistakes, that have the bent card that's getting a 10 or anything like that, they'll get a slap on the wrist. They'll be like, what the hell? We told you to go fast, but we didn't say screw up. That kind of thing. So make sure you're always buying the card. Be careful if you're going to grade anything, or if you want something that's consistent. It's my opinion that you don't need to grade this stuff. But if you are going to grade it, if you know what the financial investment and or risk is involved with spending money on the plastic that goes on the outside of these things, whether that adds value for you, whether it adds resale value, anything like that, be careful. Make sure you're not wasting your money on that stuff. Make sure that you can at least get the grading fees back out of it. But also, if you're doing anything like this, do anticipate the extra headache that's involved in, like, I can't grade it sometimes, or you got to fight to get it graded, or maybe they grade it in the future, or maybe they stop grading something that you don't have. And then is there going to be some kind of premium on any of the stuff that's graded? Are they going to deactivate the cert? That sort of thing. It's a stupid mess. I think any of these grading companies, you either commit to grading whatever the franchise is, whatever the card game is, or not. Whether or not you gotta kind of stick it out. Otherwise, and I know this is never going to happen, but I think they should refund everyone that has ever graded one of these, at least the grading fees for all of those. Because if your goal is, if your intention is, if there's no disclosure that, like, hey, don't, in the future, if the boobies get too looby, we ain't gonna grade those, and you'll have to have a raw one, or you'll have to get one of the other grading companies. I don't know if CGC grades these. I don't know if any of the other grading companies grade them. Weiss is not especially my thing. Too many Pokemon cards to collect already, and then I like to dabble in the old zillions of Enemy X. I don't have that worry because I'm not grading any of the zillion cards. I just want to do binder sets. They're all Mega Super Ultra Mint, because that's Japanese print quality on a lot of these card games. And that's about it. That's all I got for you. Do let me know what you think down below. Do look out for each other out there. Be careful. If you're grading, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, and not just because people told you slabbies equal dollarinis. Take care of each other. See you next time. Join the Discord. Later.